with no intent of harming another; an imposition, to take some small advantage of another, or simply to make another ridiculous; an imposture is designed to obtain money, credit, or position to which one is not entitled, and may be practised by a street beggar or by the pretender to a throne. All action that is not honest is dishonesty, but the term dishonesty is generally applied in business, politics, etc., to deceitful practices which are not directly criminal. Fraud includes deceit, but deceit may not reach the gravity of fraud. A cheat is of the nature of fraud, but of a petty sort. A swindle is more serious than a cheat, involving larger values and more flagrant dishonesty. Fraud is commonly actionable at law; cheating and swindling are, for the most part, out of the reach of legal proceedings. Treachery is chiefly used of dishonesty in matters of friendship, social relations, government, or war. Treachery may be more harmful than fraud, but is not so gross, and is not ordinarily open to legal redress. Treason is a specific form of treachery of a subject to the government to which he owes allegiance, and is definable and punishable at law. Compare artifice, deception. Antonyms: fairness, good faith, honesty, integrity, truth, uprightness. Friendly. Synonyms: accessible, affable, affectionate, amicable, brotherly, companionable, complaisant, cordial, favorable, fond, genial, hearty, kind, kindly, loving, neighborly, sociable, social, tender, well disposed. Friendly, as said of persons, signifies having the disposition of a friend; as said of acts, it signifies befitting or worthy of a friend. The adjective friendly does not reach the full significance of the nouns friend and friendship. One may be friendly to those who are not his friends, and to be in friendly relations often signifies little more than not to be hostile. In its application to persons, accessible is used of public and eminent persons, who might, if disposed, hold themselves at a distance from others. Companionable and sociable refer to manner and behavior. Cordial and genial express genuine kindliness of heart. We speak of a cordial greeting, a favorable reception, a neighborly call, a sociable visitor, an amicable settlement, a kind interest, a friendly regard, a hearty welcome. The Saxon friendly is stronger than the Latin amicable. The amicable may be merely formal; the friendly is from the heart. Fond is commonly applied to an affection that becomes, or at least appears, excessive. Affectionate, devoted, and tender are almost always used in a high and good sense; as, an affectionate son, a devoted friend, the tender mercy of our God, Luke 1:78. Compare FRIENDSHIP. Antonyms: adverse, alienated, antagonistic, bellicose, belligerent, cold, contentious, disaffected, distant, estranged, frigid, hostile, ill-disposed, indifferent, inimical, unfriendly, unkind, warlike. Friendship. Synonyms: affection, amity, attachment, comity, consideration, devotion, esteem, favor, friendliness, goodwill, love, regard. Friendship is a deep, quiet, enduring affection, founded upon mutual respect and esteem. Friendship is always mutual. There may be unreciprocated affection or attachment, unrequited love, or even unrecognized and unappreciated devotion, but never unreciprocated or unrequited friendship. One may have friendly feelings toward an enemy, but while there is hostility or coldness on one side, there cannot be friendship between the two. Friendliness is a quality of friendly feeling, without the deep and settled attachment implied in the state of friendship. Comity is mutual kindly courtesy, with care of each other's right, and amity a friendly feeling and relation, not necessarily implying special friendliness, as the comity of nations, or amity between neighboring countries. Affection may be purely natural. Friendship is a growth. Friendship is more intellectual and less emotional than love. It is easier to give reasons for friendship than for love. Friendship is more calm and quiet, love more fervent. Love often rises to intensest passion. We cannot speak of the passion of friendship. Friendship implies some degree of equality, while love does not. We can speak of a man's love toward God, not of his friendship for God. There is more latitude in the use of the concrete noun friend. Abraham was called the friend of God. Christ was called the friend of sinners. Compare acquaintance, love. Antonyms. See synonyms for battle, enmity, feud, hatred. Prepositions: the friendship of one person for or toward another, or the friendship between them. Frighten. Synonyms: affright, alarm, appall, browbeat, cow, daunt, dismay, intimidate, scare, terrify. One is frightened by a cause of fear addressed directly and suddenly to the senses. He is intimidated by an apprehension of contingent consequences dependent on some act of his own to be done or forborne. The means of intimidation may act through the senses, or may appeal only to the intellect or the sensibilities. The sudden rush of an armed madman may frighten. The quiet leveling of a highwayman's pistol intimidates. A savage beast is intimidated by the keeper's whip. Employers may intimidate their employees from voting contrary to their will by threat of discharge. A mother may be intimidated through fear for her child. To browbeat or cow is to bring into a state of submissive fear. To daunt is to give pause or check to a violent, threatening, or even a brave spirit. To scare is to cause sudden, unnerving fear. To terrify is to awaken fear that is overwhelming. Compare alarm. Frugality. Synonyms: economy, miserliness, parsimoniousness, parsimony, providence, prudence, saving, scrimping, sparing, thrift. Economy is a wise and careful administration of the means at one's disposal. Frugality is a withholding of expenditure, or sparing of supplies or provision to a noticeable and often to a painful degree. Parsimony is excessive and unreasonable saving for the sake of saving. Frugality exalted into a virtue to be practiced for its own sake, instead of a means to an end, becomes the vice of parsimony. Miserliness is the denying oneself and others the ordinary comforts or even necessaries of life for the mere sake of hoarding money. Prudence and providence look far ahead and sacrifice the present to the future, saving as much as may be necessary for that end. See prudence. Thrift seeks not merely to save, but to earn. Economy manages, frugality saves, providence plans. Thrift at once earns and saves with a view to wholesome and profitable expenditure